Gauteng Public Transport and Roads Infrastructure MEC Jacob Mamabolo will today launch a grass-cutting and litter-picking program in the city of Ekurhuleni. The project, which is set to run for a period of 3 years, is expected to create more than 1,000 jobs across all the regions in the province. Newzroom Afrika's senior reporter Mohlaoli is in Kempton Park this morning to tell us a little bit more about this initiative. Tumaole, thank you for joining us. Just tell us a little bit more about this environmental intervention in the city of Ekurhuleni.
Well, very good morning. This environmental initiative and intervention in the city of Ekurhuleni is basically geared at making sure that the foliage and large grass that is growing on the side of the freeway, you would know that the freeway leading from Johannesburg to OR Tambo International Airport is one of the key roadworks of Gauteng province, and as such it needs to be maintained. So this is part of the expanded public works program to, one, also create some awareness about of course maintaining these particular roads and the infrastructure that supports the roads, which would be the sideways where pedestrians can walk, and with large grass that prevents them from walking, and that creates a situation where pedestrians are forced to walk on emergency lanes on the side of the freeway, which has caused some very unfortunate road deaths across the province and in other provinces as well, as we've noted in the specifically festive season road deaths and the statistics that are released by the Department of Transport. But also, cutting the foliage also serves as a public awareness and public safety initiative because residents in the surrounding communities have been complaining specifically about house breakings, and that when their houses are broken into, some of the would-be thieves would then hide in the surrounding foliage, which makes it hard for law enforcement officials to take action and find them and bring them to book. But let's hear more from Melita Madiba, the Gauteng Transport spokesperson. Melita, thank you very much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. Now, I've given an extensive background, but what is the purpose of this particular operation?
Okay, basically today we are launching the grass cutting and littering program, which is going to be a program that will be undertaken for the coming 3 years. The purpose is basically to create safety, create awareness, and to make sure that criminals don't hide behind the long grasses. This is part of our smart mobility program, which we've been running since April 2021, which is aimed literally at beautifying the roads, making sure that we cut the grasses, we paint, we fix the road signals and traffic signs. We also patch holes, especially in areas that have been mostly affected by the rainfalls. So basically, this is what we are doing today. We've got 17 contractors that have been appointed to run this project, and they will be starting today intensively and tomorrow and throughout the entire financial year.
All right. Is this restricted to this particular area? We know that according to the Gauteng crime stats, the top 40 stations that reported crimes that would relate to property, theft, GBV, maybe contact-related crimes, would include, of course, Tembisa, which is ranked number 5 or number 6 in Gauteng. Is this operation also going to be seen in Tembisa, which is not far from Kempton Park?
True. Yes, as I said, we have appointed 17 contractors for this operation, and they will be in all the regions: Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, Gauteng, West Rand, as well as the city of Joburg. So this program is not only limited. We are only launching it in this area because it has a lot of high vegetation. It needs a lot of maintenance, but it will be rolling it out throughout the province.
And is this operation going to be something that's sustainable? Because we know that with an expanded public works program, people get an opportunity to earn an income and feed their families. Is this something that you're looking to sustain? Because we saw there was some problem in the past with the expanded public works program that was cut off, and therefore the foliage that we see was then left unattended, which created a problem. Is this going to be maintained?
Yes, it's going to be maintained. It will run hand in hand with our smart mobility weekends. As I explained, this program is going to be for 3 years. So we definitely sure that it's going to be sustained, and we'll make sure that in the initial phase it's expected to create about 1,000 jobs. So it will be sustainable, and we're trying to also create jobs and get more people into the system. So it will be sustained and run for the coming 3 years.
Here's a tough question, and this is always the question that is called the money question. How much is it going to cost the province and vis-a-vis the taxpayers?
At the moment, I cannot say that. I'll need to check with our maintenance guys, but I'll definitely get back to you on that one.
No, we really appreciate that. That was, of course, the Gauteng provincial government spokesperson, just giving us, in terms of the community safety department's view of what this particular operation is all about, and the nitty-gritty of it all in terms of the grass cutting as an operation to improve community safety, to improve visibility, which has been an issue. I can tell you that communities here in Kempton Park and right along the East Rand have complained about how the lack of services of particular, patches of vegetation or greenage along particularly freeways have contributed to a situation of crime. Many of the communities have created gated communities to try and restrict entrance and exits into their communities with a view of controlling movement and therefore controlling who comes in. But they complain that whenever there are house breakings, people then use the foliage, which is on the side of the road, as cover. And when police come, it's almost next to impossible to find out where the suspects are, and therefore arrests are not made. But this initiative is targeting that specifically, but also getting control of the particular environment and making sure that it's safe for all who use it and those who live around it. With that, it's back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Tumaole. Indeed, a multi-layered initiative there out in Kempton Park, monitoring that grass cutting and litter picking program that is set to get underway.